guys, we are back and this is CHIPUKA Roundtable. We are back. Mwanzo tumeka sana bila kuwa hapa hewani, angani, but we are back. Hatukuwa tumekufa, tulikuwa tumeenda, campaign nini, but we are back and we are thanking God so very much for this day that he has made. So, topic ni moto kama kawaida. Usiende mbali kama mkawa kula kwa sababu ndio tumeingia. Na nina mgeni hapa. Mgeni, actually this is a friend of mine. Tukiongea, huyu ni mtu sijui kama show ita end, but you need to stay tuned kwa sababu tuko na topic zingine moto. Tunakuletea pale, hatupozi. Usilaze damu. My name is Emma Charles and CHIPUKA starts now. My guest tonight is
one and only Kach the DJ, or call me Daniel Nyandega Osoro.
Umeamua kusema jina yako ya ID. Kwani what are you planning?
What am I planning? Nakwambia, watch this space my friend. Watch this space. Ukiona jina ya usanii inaekwa kando ya ID na ingizwa ndani. Serikali inaingia ndani.
Talking of serikali, tumetoka nini? Tumetoka campaign mode. And vitu vimefanyika
kabisa.
Watu tuka campaign. Hey. Kila mtu alikuwa na mtu wake. And this time nimeona campaign zimekuwa kali. So kila mtu alikuwa na mtu wake. Unashabikia huyu. You're campaigning for this person. Of course, when you put your heart somewhere, unakoga unajua this person is gonna win.
Yes.
This person is gonna win. Sisi mbona watu tunaona tu hivyo. Sisi ni binadamu, sawa? So it happened, tuka campaign, tukaenda watu, people voted the way they voted, and then outcome ikatokea. Haikuridhisha, so people went back to Supreme Court.
Kotini.
Wanaenda kotini.
Wakavaa makoti.
English kubwa. Pinky ponky pale.
Tukaona yote. Ni kweli.
Haya. Supreme Court wakafanya vile walifanya. Walifanya kazi yao vile walifanya. Sawa? Still where we are right now, kuna wale watu ambao wanaumia.
Ni kweli.
It didn't go their way. It didn't go as they planned. Sawa? And then kuna wale ambao wanasherekea.
Kweli.
And making memes and all that. So nataka tutaka tuchape story juu ya how this thing started and how it's going right now.
What?
Because from where I sit, am I standing? I'm sitting. From where I sit, I feel like there's so much pressure. Of course, we thank God there's no violence. True. So far. We really thank God for peace. But there's so much pressure. I don't know how you feel it from your end. I feel there's so much heat.
I honestly feel that the country is torn into two. Country is torn into two, and ni norma because something has happened that has never happened in this country.
And that is?
There is a flip, total flip of regime. Ukiangalia poa, okay, let me just say there's a flip of regime, number one. Even in government, there's a flip of the way things are happening. And last but not least, in the country, it's as much as elections are over, as much as we have a president-elect, people are still yet to accept the fact about the president-elect that is there.
A fraction of...
A big fraction, not a small fraction. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the elderly, faction, they are in shock. They have never seen something like this. And so have I.
Okay.
Even me, I'm in shock. Yes, I voted for whoever I voted for, but things...
And you're only 32. Okay, so...
Yes, I did my democratic right, but
yes.
things right now, as the Englishmen say, are in limbo. Na ni noma. Ni noma, my friend. It's not as easy. Ukiangalia, first of all, from guys, from time of voting and election,
Yeah.
it ended up being a two-horse race. And we all know about the two-horse race. When guys voted, there are two things that have happened. When the elections ended, there was a very small margin. And allow me to be as open as I am.
Yeah.
Rao ameshindwa kidogo, according to the polls.
The 100K.
According and 0.0
Those ones,
zilikuwa. But you look at it, and yes, they say there is no evidence. It went to the courts and they say there is no evidence. But when you look at the confidence that the Azimio side had, they went last time to the election.
Yeah.
They went and they had an overwhelming confidence that I have not seen. And I was like, okay, mpaka mulikuja na lori, mukaenda kotini. Mimi nikakaa down kasema, let me see how this goes. Then at the end of the day, when the court inamaliza, you discover that evidence was null and void. I have never seen that happen.
What do you think happened? What do you think happened? Because
now today, me I thought, okay, the courts have said, they have said, and it's done.
Yeah.
But today, as I was discussing with a very close friend of mine, he told me the reality of the matter is this, and I do not know whether I'm being controversial or what. There could be a possibility that Rao won. Okay. But when the
your
court,
opinion.
There is a possibility.
Yes,
again,
yes.
There is a possibility. But the reason maybe he was not given, is because when you look at the process that it would have to go through, it would pull this country back a whole 2 years. What do I mean? Okay, let's assume he won. And he said, yes, he won, and so we have to go back to the polls. Two things happen. Automatically, what would happen is you're given a period of time for the country to start picking up. On the second thing, because he does not have confidence in Chebukati, the whole commission will have to
go.
And do you know how long it takes to rebuild that commission?
And a lot of resources.
And not just to rebuild the commission first. It takes 6 months to 1 year, first to demolish this one, secondly to do interviews and appoint others. Then after you do that, who is running this country? That means you have to reinstate the powers of Uhuru Kenyatta again, which means a lot of things changing. Parliament isn't back on. Then you get to Parliament. Then Parliament vets whoever is coming into IEBC. Then you give them 6 months to get a hang on it. By the time that is ended, it is 2 years. Does this country have that money to do that?
No.
Secondly, once we do that, everything goes at limbo. Yeah. We've been in the election period for 2 months. And everything is at standstill. There's no circulation of money.
Yeah.
Everything is scared. So if we push that to 2 years, we are going into a constitutional crisis at the same time. So what are you going to stand for? Are you going to let the country go into a constitutional crisis? Or are you going to...
Or go the easy way.
Or go the easy way.
And on the easy way. So... Let me pick your point whereby you said maybe he won. Maybe he won. Let's underline the word maybe. So I'm hanging on that one. So maybe he won, and then things happened the way they happened.
Yes.
And that's why I brought about the point of right now there's so much pressure.
Yes.
And it's like the country is divided into two.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, totally.
So we are waiting for the inauguration, whereby from that point henceforth, the president is going to take over and work is going to begin.
Move on, yes.
So what do you think is gonna happen? Because we know the pressure. Let's not just assume
It's crazy.
that things are okay. The pressure is mounting. It's still mounting, and people are so bitter.
Yes.
And last I checked, most people were saying, I'm not even talking about a certain community.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, I'm talking as a Kenyan.
Yes.
And last I checked, there were some Kenyans, there's a fraction of some Kenyans who are like, we shall never vote. This is the end of us voting, and that's it.
Yes.
So, how do you think, like, what do you think about the current, the president who is gonna take over?
President-elect.
President-elect. Do you think his work is gonna be easy? Do you think these people are going to like just let him work at ease?
The opposition is a very smart team. I was watching news, and today there was the Senate election that was happening, and they are looking for a speaker. And what has happened? The Azimio team has pulled off.
What?
They pulled back and let the other team pick.
Like fanyeni vile mnafanyaga.
Now there are a number of things that does. Number one, it kicks off opposition out of the leadership and everything. I do not know how the parliamentary has gone as of now, but if they go the same way, that means we don't have a strong opposition in parliament to make rules. So in essence, what are they doing? They're very smart. They're simply saying, quote unquote, because Azimio does not think that Kenya Kwanza.
Kenya Kwanza.
I'm sorry, Kenya Mpya is a matatu. That Kenya Kwanza has won, then run the country. So what happens when they have all the power? The worst thing is to have a government that has no checks and balances. That is the worst thing that can ever happen. Why? Because what will happen, people will do what they want to do. Number two, if you look at Kenya Kwanza's team, people have spent money during elections. Loans have happened. And most of those people, naturally, we are talking as Kenyans, naturally people want to get kickbacks and compensate for what they have spent. You're getting? So what happens? Corruption kicks in. I'm not saying that's what will happen, but we are looking at a situation analysis. What could happen? Now, the beauty when you have a strong opposition, there are checks and balances, so that money is able to be maintained. Hata kama kutakuwa na kuizi, itakuwa kidogo. But now when that is not there, what happens? It's, yani, wizi itafanyika. Then what happens now to the opposition? They will just go to Serena like everyone does, and they sit and say, we told you. So they are creating a situation to happen. Now, back to the president-elect who is going to be a president. Is it going to be easy? It is not going to be easy at all, because when you look at the so-called old guards, the old guards have money. They own companies. They own a great part of this economy. So what will happen once this guy gets into power? He needs to push some things. Now, some of them own the milk companies, 3/4. Tomorrow they can wake up and say, you know what? You guys are not going to drink milk.
Like they're freezing all the resources.
They can freeze and freeze and freeze and freeze. And once they've frozen, what happens?
Now the problem is that we are going to suffer.
That is the truth. That is the truth. But I'm telling you, that is the hardest part. I know our president-elect said there is not going to be a handshake. But one way or the other, he needs to figure out how to work with this guy.
Together.
You have to, because the economy is made by who? The economy is being run by who? Who has been running the economy for the last 30 years? Who has managed to land in the private areas? It's these guys. Let's be real. Yes, they're not in the seat, but they have the power to slow you down.
Yes, they do.
So it's not going to be an easy walk. Secondly, talking of an easy walk, right now it is during the honeymoon period. Everyone is happy. I want to be in Kenya. We are happy we are here. But if you looked at how that whole team came together, it's a team of convenience. Uhuru amenifukuza. Raila is forcing me, or whatever it is. So all those guys ganged up and said, you know what, we don't want this. But that is before you get married. It's just like dating. When you want to date someone, you're all excited, all happy, all ready. Then you get married. The marriage is happening as we speak. Come on. And there's a honeymoon period. We are happy. We are going to inaugurate. This is the guy we wanted. Let's throw a bash. But when the rubber meets the road, people sit down and start asking themselves questions. Why did I join this guy in reality?
Hold your thought. Guys, you're coming back after the break.